That kind of change result is no restart.
Big move in Bitcoin then, in contrast to all the notes I wrote pre-show, which were telling me that this was going to put Bitcoin under pressure.
The narrative that perhaps this launch of these political meme coins will sap flows from Bitcoin is showing us that it's really not the case this morning. If anything, it's just accelerated the momentum and the excitement around cryptocurrency under another Trump administration.
Hi, Dewald. What is all this FOMO about? Should I buy Bitcoin now?
Are you smoking your socks? You should rather watch my show. You should rather watch my show.
All right, there we go. All right, legends. Twice in a day, twice in a row. Woo, let's go, legends. What I want to discuss over here is the game of probabilities. So a short little live stream over here just to go over what did we discuss this morning, what played out, and the game of probabilities that I would like to highlight over here. And I am currently looking for a shorting opportunity. Right, another shorting opportunity, because there was a long trade that I highlighted to our Legends Pro community a couple of hours, or maybe an hour or two after the live stream. We played the long to the upside. I hope the Legends, I'm sure the pro community took some profits as soon as we hit the highs, and maybe left some of the position open for higher levels. Remember to smash up that like button, Legends. If you're not already subscribed, subscribe for future notifications. And right, so I am here on, let me just make sure that the music is nice and soft here in the background. Okay, there we go. I am here on the 5-minute time frame, looking at the structure and potentially looking for a shorting opportunity. Okay, I am out the long. I've closed my long. I did not leave my position open. As soon as we claimed the highs over here, I played a long right over here. Closed my position right over there. I don't care if price is going higher. For me, this is a nice little trade. I also, as per my update this morning, played the short over here, the swing failure from the high. Okay, and then we fell down here. I did not take profits at the VWAP. There was a VWAP there as well. When I saw this, I was like, damn, Johan, that does not look good. This retracement went a little bit high. And as we were falling here to the downside, I closed this short position and opened a long. Right, Legends. And what I want to discuss over here is the game of probabilities. Often when I paint out a scenario, and it happens often on the Legends Pro community as well, we speak about the scenario. Okay, new price action develops, and based on the new price action, I have a different plan, because price action gives me the data that I need to change, whether I was looking for longs or whether I was looking for shorts. So this morning during the update, okay, for those of you that was here during the morning update, I spoke about, you know, you see the grind at the bottom, you see the grind at the top, and it looks like, you know, you're most probably going to come back to the trend, that 50% Fibonacci that I spoke about. But then something happened. We moved down in a 3-wave structure, and I was waiting for the following to happen. Okay, when we started falling down here, I was waiting for a little bit of a retracement and another low, and I didn't get it. That is critical information for me to decide whether I should hold my short to the downside or whether I should start looking at an exit position. And game of probabilities is that if I see a 5-wave structure to the downside, you're most likely going to get a 3-wave structure to the upside and continue the momentum to the downside. So this changed the plan for me. And right, inside of our Legends Pro community, this is where I did my morning update, and then this is where I told the Pro members, if price has any chance of claiming the highs again, this is where it needs to bounce. I'm on the 1 minute time frame. And that's exactly where it bounced. Right, so you guys can see I'm not always smoking my socks over here, right? I was just like, this retracement, and my thinking behind it is this retracement went so awfully deep, and this looks like a 3-wave structure to the downside. And when you have a 3-wave structure to the downside, there's a high chance that you're going to build and back an impulsive structure to the upside to go and claim the highs once again. So as price develops, I change my tune. If I'm in a short, I will look at exiting that short. If I'm not in a long, I will look at opening up a long position. Okay, so Legends, just to let everyone know, it's all a game of probabilities at the end of the day. Okay, and here's where I highlighted, Legends, this looks like we have formed 1, 2, 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves inside of the 3rd wave. This looks like a 3-wave corrective structure where we now have formed the 4th wave and we're still making another leg to the upside. So I keep the Pro members updated. If you guys would like to join the Pro members over here, okay, the link is down in the description. It is this link over here, right? This link over here. This is where you join our Legends Pro community. Often, you know, I feel so bad sometimes that I do a live stream, we look at a specific scenario. Okay, it looks like probabilities are higher to either move up or to move down, and then new price action develops that changes my mind, and then I update the Pro community, and I can't just go live 20 times a day on YouTube, right? Okay, so it's all a game of probabilities at the end of the day, and sometimes the probabilities don't play out. Okay, but if I am trading with a 70% probability, it means that 70% of the time my trades will play out according to the price action that I do see. And 30% of the probability states that, okay, well, you know, you're going to get stopped out 30% of the time. Right. Okay, cool. So Legends, I'm focusing here on the smaller time frame because based on probabilities, it looks like the structure is coming to an end. You've already formed this, I must be honest, looks like an A, B, and this is a C wave that starts from over here, because it's very rare. It's not even rare. You do not get a second wave, okay, in a triangle. This cannot be a 1 and a 2 and another 1 and a 2. I have to count the impulse from this because a triangle in a second wave is not allowed. Okay, but regardless, I'm not going to go too technical over here, but I was looking at this impulse starting from over here. What if this is a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. Okay, so it looked like we were going to form the grind here to the upside like we did over here, and we're just going to fall down. And then this little move gave me the information that I needed to switch bullish. So I can be a bull and a bear during the same time. As price action develops, I can change my tune. I can jump into a long. I can jump into a short. Okay, so now it looks like the structure is potentially coming to an end. And this is based on probabilities. There's a 70% chance, 72% chance, however you've backtested the strategy, that the structure is now potentially coming to an end over here. Looking at this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, number 5 now needs to move over there. All right, this was number 4. Okay. In 30%, 25% of the cases, okay, and this is why technical analysis is not always correct, but you want to lean on the side and bet on the side that leans towards your probabilities at the end of the day. If price just goes up here and a guard candle to the upside, I will say I was wrong, but that is why I have a stop loss to protect myself. Okay, Can we get a God candle here to the upside that even takes us to $91,000, $92,000? Yes, we can, because the price of Bitcoin is here to surprise us, but it's not the highest probability. Okay, so although it's not the highest probability, it still has a chance to play out, but it has a lower probability of playing out, and I trade probabilities from a technical perspective with good risk management. So, legends, now what is interesting to me and why I am potentially now looking at a shorting opportunity is that because we claimed the highs again, also when you look at the liquidity heat map, okay, do I still have it open over here? Right, yeah, you guys can see here above, we have claimed most of the liquidity now over there. So maybe we can still chop a little bit to the upside. So this is kind of what I'm watching right now, is that, okay, this looks like a 1, 2, maybe another 1, 2. So maybe we're going to get 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. Maybe we're going to see those triple tops here to the upside. But I can tell you guys now, like what happened during this structure, okay, I want to just teach you guys something that you can short an uptrend with exceptionally good risk management. And if you are wrong, you can still not, you don't have to lose money. And if you do lose money, you lose a small little bit of capital. And then the winning trade that moves in the direction pays back, however, you know, 2 or 3 stop losses, depending on how many times you got stopped out, plus puts profits in your bag. Okay, so what I want to discuss over here is Legends. I told the Legends Pro community over here is that you can play the local swing failures from the highs, because I'm looking at the structure to start rolling over. Okay, so if you got into this swing failure pattern, look at how small your stop loss is. If price starts moving in your favor, you can protect your position. So now you have a free trade. If you are wrong, guess what? You get stopped out at break even. Beautiful. Now you get another swing failure pattern. So you got stopped out of this trade. Okay. This is where I entered the short. Right? Swing failure pattern. Stop loss above the high. Price moved in my favor. I protected my position. I have a free trade. Free. Okay. Do you understand the power of swing failure patterns? I know it sounds a lot easier than it is, but I'm explaining to you guys the process that I go through when I'm looking for shorts or longs. Okay, so when I was looking for shorts, this is where I entered, and this is where I closed my position. Right, I was a little bit late. I was busy with some other things. I saw we did bounce there on the VWAP. I would have definitely taken profits here if we tapped the VWAP over here. When you tap the VWAP is always a profit-taking area, especially if you're a day trader and you're scalping the smaller time frames here to the up and to the downside. This is always a TP1. But I mean, I actually got a little bit better profits over here, just below the VWAP. Right. Now, Legends, what I'm looking at right over here at the moment is that if this is now the last stretch for this 5-wave structure here to the upside, I want to see price starting to slow down. Okay, I don't mind seeing those double tops. Maybe it falls down after the double top, or maybe it makes even a triple top like it did over here. It made a triple top to the upside, but often also it makes a double top. Okay. How I get into these trades is, you guys can see now I'm measuring this wave over here. Take a trend base fib from the low to the high to the low. Now I have some levels marked out. Beautiful. Does it respect the levels? Okay, well, we got the rejection here at the 1.618. Okay, so you all know where I have attempted a short at the moment. Right? You all know where I have attempted a short, but I do realize that this structure can make a couple of tops to the upside, or it could just fall down, right? So potentially it's now struggling to get acceptance back above the 1.618. I really do like the 2 extension over here, and the reason I like this 2 extension and maybe that double top here to the upside is because it also has confluence. If I go here on a 30-minute time frame, I want us to claim these little highs over here. Just wait for price action to load up, right? These little highs, it would be nice for price to sweep up these little highs over here as well. Okay, Let me put a zone. Let me put a zone over here. Let me do this. Right. Let's put a little bit of a zone over there. Okay. Take out the brushes. Zoom back into this price action. Okay, and this is how I look for scalps, legends. I can tell you guys now, I already attempted a short over here. My stop loss is above the high. I do not mind getting stopped out of this trade because I would like us to go and grab the liquidity above those highs where I've just highlighted it. Okay, my stop is here at the moment. I'm waiting for price to fall down a little bit further and then I will protect my position. Okay. Because it's not guaranteed that this is just definitely going to form a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. That is what I would like to see, but I realize I might not get it. And this is why at a critical level that I am keeping an eye on, I know that I can attempt a short with good risk management. Right, cool. Hope it makes sense from an education perspective. So legends, this is how I trade the smaller time frames. This is how I get in and out of trades using the smaller time frames. Okay. Legends, on the 1 hour, on the 4 hour time frame, let me just switch this off. Okay, let me take that out. There are so many scenarios, legends, that could play out over here. So many scenarios. So let me just clean up the chart ever so slightly over here. Right, let's clean it up. Okay, I think take that out the way. Right, let's go on to the 4 hour time frame. It is very interesting to talk about the larger time frames, but I can tell you guys now, there are so many options that can still play out and they can keep on invalidating. You know, one scenario can invalidate itself, then you're looking at a different scenario. This morning we spoke about so many scenarios. What if this is a, there's the scenario. Let me just switch off the, that bull moon is actually doing some magic here to the upside. Right. Okay, there we go. There's the scenario for an ABC, where you've ended the contracting diagonal in a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Done. The low is in. Then there's another scenario, well, what if we're forming a larger W and we're still going up for X? There's another Y to the downside. Then there's another scenario, well, what if this is part of a larger contracting diagonal where this is 1, this was 2, this was 3, this is now 4, where we're going to reject and we're going down for another fifth wave to the downside. Then there's another scenario where there's what if this is an a W, X, Y, X, Z. The low is in, okay? Then there's another, legends, you guys get the point, okay? Then here on the 1 hour time frame, we're looking at the structure. Okay, what if this is a WXY? What if this is a WXY that's now coming to an end and it's going to take the lows? Right, that will then support some of those bearish case scenarios for further momentum to the downside. What if this is a 5-wave structure here to the upside, where we've completed 5 waves and this is part of a larger A, B, C flat to the downside? Or this is a W, X, Y. Okay, oh sorry, this is still a 5-wave structure, but then you have a W, X, and you're going to form another Y wave to the downside. So the point that I'm trying to highlight over here is you can really have a robust debate about what on earth is going to play out on the larger time frames. But how do you trade it? How do you trade that with good risk management? Because you don't know which scenario is going to play out. The one scenario has to invalidate itself so you can know which other scenario is going to play out. So the larger time frame is interesting to talk about, but I can tell you guys now, I do not use this to place small little trades inside of this range. It's not what I do, right? It doesn't matter, right? My daughter likes to say it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what on earth is going to happen over here. What matters to me, have you longed over here and have you taken profits to the upside? Were you able to catch this little top and play a short to the downside? Did you long here to the upside? Did you short? Did you long? Did you short? Okay, there were some nice breakout strategies that we played together, myself in the Legends Pro community. Loads of breakouts here to the upside. So there was many shorting and longing opportunities inside of this structure, regardless of how it's going to play out in the end. So yes, for our spot bags, for momentum to continue, for our spot bags to get that nice juicy momentum to the upside, yes, we want price to go up, okay? And, just looking at the price action over here, I can now tell you guys, well, okay, once we take these highs, okay, and price smashes out, okay, well then you retest it as support and we could continue momentum here to the upside, right? You're going to be looking for longs over here, but how long are you going to wait for that to happen? And what if it doesn't happen? What if price just falls down here? You're waiting for a short over there, or you are just speculating on higher momentum and then price falls down here, claims the lows first, and then it finds support and then it goes up. You're not going to be able to successfully put money in your bags by waiting for larger time frame stuff to play out, which might never happen. The magic happens for me on the smaller time frames. 15-minute, 5-minute time frame. This is where the magic happens, because I can look at a local structure like this and I can long it and I can short it, right? This morning we shorted this level. Most of the pro members took profits over here because we have Aiden, Iditya inside, a coach inside of our pro community members that said, guys, great profit taking area. This looks like a three-wave structure here to the downside. VWAP is always a profit taking area. So we shorted as a community over here and we longed as a community over here. So we were bearish this morning and then all of a sudden, based on new price action, we turned bullish and we got the momentum to the upside. Short, long in the bag. Right, legends, so 2 trades in the bag in one day, which is actually quite great from a day trading perspective. To get 2 successful trades in one day is actually phenomenal. That's really good, okay? And now we wait for next trading opportunity. So on the smaller time frames over here, okay, I've already jumped into a short and I'm going to protect my position. Okay, price is far enough for me to protect my position. Right. Because it's all about managing your trades at the end of the day, legends. It's all about just managing your trade. Taking profits when you shorting resistance. You need to take profits when you start hitting support. Okay, there's a nice order block over there, but also something that I realized is that when you take a fib, okay, speculating on a 1-2, you take your fib from the low to the high. We also tapped. It was actually from this little low over here. You also tapped the 0.382. That was another reason to take profits. You're hitting some critical Fibonacci levels here to the downside. Okay, 3-wave structure. Where's the 4? Where's the 5? If I saw this, I would have left most of the long trade open if I saw this. And then you read the new price action that develops. You're like, okay, it's changing. Okay, we got a 3-wave structure. That's not great. 3-wave structure to the downside is usually a corrective structure to the downside. So there's a high chance you're going to come and claim this high once again, which we now did. Now the question is, okay, I'm now in a trade from this little zone over here. So I took a trend-based fib from the low to the high to the low, drag it across. You reverse it so that it just flips it back to the upside, right? The 1.618 level for me is a nice little area. So I shorted over here, okay, with my stop above the high. And now I've protected my position. So I basically moved my stop loss to my entry. If I get stopped out and it makes a double top, right, it does this, I will attempt another short. Because I know that this structure, it looks like it wants to roll over. It looks like the 5th wave is coming to an end. So at some point, I might catch that little short here to the downside that gives me a larger trade in the bag. Okay. Right, legends, remember to smash up that like button. Let me go through some comments, say hi to the community. And I just wanted to do a live stream over here to show you guys how I trade probabilities. Okay. And at the end of the day, this morning, we had the debate about, is it a WXY? Are we forming a bullish structure? Are we forming a bearish structure? At the end of the day, it actually doesn't matter from a day trading perspective. From a day trading perspective, I can long, I can short. I'm a bull and a bear in 1 hour. I can be bullish the 1 hour, and then the next hour I'm bearish, because I'm looking for shorts and longs. I'm looking to short resistance, and I'm looking to take profits at support. Then I'm looking to long support and looking to take profits back at resistance. So for the people obsessed with the larger time frames, you have to ask yourself the question, are they placing any trades? Or are they just hoping for their spot bags to go up? Okay. Well, if you're hoping for your spot bags to go up, you should be DCAing and buying up the dips and those type of things. But then you're not a day trader. A day trader is you're shorting, you're longing, you're taking profits, and so forth. And this is what I try and teach you on my channel, is how to successfully day trade. Right. I like that idea a lot. S&P 500 down 3%. Yes, I'm sure it's going to drag crypto here with it as well at the moment. I'm joining your community now. Right, the link for the community is down in the description if you'd like to join our Legends Pro community. We have coaches. We have Dylan that provides many altcoins that he's looking at from a daily perspective. A very simple trading strategy that he executes over there. Then we have Aiden. Mr. What is it? Aiden, yeah, inside, that also provides those juicy little shorting opportunities. Okay, you see, he's also looking for a double top at the moment. So yeah, I'm giving some alpha away for free. He's also looking for that double top here at the moment, exactly the same level that I'm watching. Okay, he's also looking at that pivot high potential shorting opportunity, right, legends? But it's not about being wrong or right. Okay, 30%, even sometimes maybe 45 or 40% of the chances we're going to get it wrong as technical analysts. But we're going to get it right more often. And if you can win a couple of these trades, you can have a lot of stop losses and still profits in the bags. Okay, right, so we've got Aiden over here inside of the BTs. We've got Dylan. He loves altcoins. You guys can see he's looking at all these altcoins. He does analysis on USDT dominance, Bitcoin dominance, and so forth. You've got my Matt, right, that's just been shorting like a crazy person, that also provides very simple technical analysis. And also when he's shorting some of the new meme coins that gets launched, you've got my section over here where I provide screenshots and video updates in the morning. You've got Andy also looking at some Elliott wave theory, longing opportunities, shorting opportunities. Okay, so this is what you get inside of our Legends Pro community. Right, it's just easier to keep people updated inside of a community like this, where we can share screenshots, where I can do a quick little video update and say, okay guys, the structure has completely changed. We need to change okay, instead of shorts, I think we need to be looking for longs. And then here on YouTube, I've most probably ended off a live stream saying that I'm either looking for shorts, I'm either looking for longs. And then price action changes, like literally 30 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours after the YouTube live stream, we've already changed our minds. And people watching the live stream after the fact thinks that we're still looking for longs or we're still looking for shorts. But the price has developed and it has changed. And this is where we keep everyone updated. Right, this is where I was looking for the long. To perfection. On the 1 minute time frame, I did a fib pool and I said, guys, if there's a chance to come and claim this high again, it has to bounce right now. So the pro community know already, okay, stop loss goes below the low. This is where you long, you take profits at the high. Well, that's exactly what played out, right, legends? So if I go back and play out the scenario over here, okay, you take your trend from the low, or your trend by your fib retracement. Okay, that's exactly where price found support. And this looked to me to be the first structure, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh, I was like, oh, damn, son, this is a 5-way structure to the upside. Interesting. You've retraced aggressively up until you've hit the 786 and it's starting to consolidate over here. If the bulls have any chance of claiming this high again, it has to be now. Okay. And well, the rest is history. Now price is where it is at the moment. And now we're currently looking for shorts here back to the downside, right? With or without triple tops or double tops to the upside. Because I do realize if I look at this as a 1, 2, this has to be another 1, 2. You know, what else is this? It has to be another 1, 2, 1, 2. Or maybe it's a 1, A, B, C, 4, 3, 4. I'm still expecting another high over here. It would be nice to come and claim these highs where I'll be looking for that epic shorting opportunity where this entire structure could potentially come to an end. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Finds weakness, it slows down. And I think what's also interesting for me is from a structural perspective, your third wave always, this is a little clue, it leaves you a clue, your third wave always has more volume. Okay, your third wave has more volume than your fifth wave. So it's following the rules. We've had another high that claimed the highs over here on less volume. So momentum is losing steam. That shows you that momentum is losing steam. It's still pumping and claiming the highs on a less amount of volume. So it looks like it could find a little bit of weakness, maybe those double tops or even triple tops here above. It's a game of probabilities at the end of the day. For price, let's go back here onto the 5-minute time frame. Okay, for price to really rock and roll from here and just do that has a low probability. I'm not saying that it can't play out. Okay, for this to play out and for price to remain bullish to the upside, then I'm going to say, okay, well, then it needs to smash this resistance. It needs to smash it. And the retracement is going to get very interesting to play along back to the upside. So you need to do a RS flip. So based on new price action, I will change whether I'm looking for longs or whether I'm looking for shorts. But it's about trading the probabilities at the end of the day. Right, legends, if you'd like to come and trade with me, the links where myself and the Legend Pro community use are down in the description, where you qualify for the biggest sign-up bonus, 20% cash back. You deposit $1,000, you get $200 free to trade with. Okay, 25% discount on your trading fees. And then also this is where you can trade to win a Ferrari. If you want a Ferrari in your driveway, a nice beautiful red Ferrari, this is where you do it. But you can also get the cash equivalent. I know most exchanges, when they give away prizes, they will often ask you, well, do you want the Tesla, do you want the laptop, or do you want the Ferrari, or do you want a cash equivalent? And then they will give you the stable coin in the valuation or the same value as that price. Right, legends, that's also your way to support the channel. And it costs you nothing extra. There's no extra costs by using the links down in the description. In fact, it's cheaper to use the links down in the description because then you also get 25% discount on your trading fees. Okay, let me go through some more comments. Dewald, when you protect your position, do you consider fees? Yes. Sometimes, depending on how well I caught the entry, I will move my stop loss a little bit below my entry price so that it can, when I get stopped out, it covers the fees as well. But if I, for example, sometimes let's use this as an example. Okay, so I measured this move here to look for a short, which I'm in at the moment. And I know there's a high chance of me being stopped out, but there's also a chance of me being right because you can't predict the price of Bitcoin. Okay, so this is where I entered. Let me just do this. Right, so I entered, let's say, more or less just below the 1.618. I didn't snipe it exactly. This is where my entry is. My stop loss was above the high over there. Okay, so what, I have a couple of options now here at the moment, is to say that, well, I don't want price to come and hit the 1.618. I want price to now start falling down and hitting support over here. This to me becomes a TP1, by the way, right? Because you guys know, I don't care if price is going to fall down here and go back to $74,000. Like, you know, when I'm shorting resistance, I start taking profits when I hit support to the downside. I will leave a moon bag open for lower levels, but you will very seldom find me just entering a short and hoping and praying for $74,000. It's not how I trade. We are day traders, right? We shorted over here. I closed my short over here. We longed over here, and most of the pro members already took profits over here. We don't care if it goes to higher levels. You could always leave some of your position, 10%, even 5%, 15% of the position open for higher levels. So from a stop loss perspective, okay, when I protect my position, I can now say, okay, I'm going to put my stop loss, okay, I'm going to move it down. Let me just click the right thing, and I'm going to put it slightly below my entry, so that if I get stopped out, I get stopped out with no loss and my fees are covered. Okay? If I'm a little bit late to the party, and it often happens to me where I see like clearly, you know, let's just say this is the epic short. I know it's just going to tank to the downside, and price is even where it is here at the moment. Sometimes, depending on the probabilities and what I'm seeing in the prices, let's say I'm late to the party and I'm entering over here. Okay, I will now put my stop loss over here. Okay, and right, and let's now say that price continues to fall to the downside. I might just leave my stop loss here. So I do open myself up to risk, but I don't want, even if price continues to fall a little bit here to the downside, I don't want price to do this, stop me out, and then still move and still create those lower highs and continue momentum to the downside. So it depends on how quickly I caught the trade, how good my entry is. And if I have a really bad entry, I still need to put my stop loss where my stop loss is supposed to go. I hope I've answered your question, Dimitri. Okay. Right, legends, I do want to stress, okay, although I have a short over here, I like to put on that cap, okay. I can't remember who spoke about it, but there's most probably a lot of traders that speak about this, is that every time you enter a trade, you have to almost tell yourself you are going to get stopped out. Guaranteed. If you enter a trade, you're going to get stopped out. And if you have that mindset, you will often find yourself playing with smaller positions, okay, not over risking, lower leverage positions, and making peace with the fact that the money that you're going to lose is something that you can handle and tolerate. Right? If you're entering a trade and you're biting your nails and you have heart palpitations, you can't sleep, whatever the case might be, you've most probably entered with way too much capital. Okay, you've most probably even entered with 100% of your capital at 50x leverage, and you're just hoping and praying that price is going to go in the direction that you want it to go. If you're hoping and praying for a certain scenario, you've more than likely entered with way too much capital. Okay. Well, for me, that is the biggest reason that I see with most traders, okay, is that when they are nervous about a trade, because I can tell you guys now, if you entered with $1 over here, you must probably laughing at this and saying, okay, if I get stopped out, let's enter another trade over there with $1, right? Price falls down, you protect your position, okay, you can see that with little money comes less stress. Okay, it just depends on how large your portfolio is, how experienced you are from a trading perspective, and how much money you are willing to risk based on the probabilities. But this, you know, by the way, guys, this looks like it's building a little bit of a bull flaggy over here. So there's a chance, okay, I'm specifically looking at this 2 extension, by the way. Okay, I love to use these Fibonacci lines, okay, as swing failure lines. I really love it, love it, love it, love it. I can tell you guys now, instead of getting this entry, okay, so price pumps up, most swing failure pattern traders will look for this high over here, and this is where they will enter, and they will put their stop loss above the high. I will use this level so I can have a better entry with my stop loss above the high, and by the time it gets acceptance back below this high, I can already protect my position. But I need to see this. I have to see the rejection so that I know where to put my stop loss. If I don't know where to put my stop loss, I don't enter the trade. Remember guys, it's very important to know where to put your stop loss. And this is why I always preach that as long as price is above my area of interest, if price is doing this, as long as it's there above, I don't enter the short. Okay, don't be a brave star and saying, hey, I'm going to catch the top. I'm going to catch the top. I'm going to, and then there's no top, right? And maybe it's that 30% probability that's playing out, and it's just going to go to $91,000, $92,000. And then you have a massive hole in your account, and you're like, damn, son, it didn't do that. Okay, I need price to trade below my area of interest when I'm looking for a short, so that I know where to put my stop loss. If I then get stopped out, then so be it. It's a losing trade. I applied my trading strategy with good risk management. I didn't enter with more than what I can afford to lose, and it happens. Every single trader, even the best traders in the world, get stopped out. Okay, so if you've applied your rules and you still got stopped out, you have to accept that you are going to get stopped out. Right? It's inevitable. Right, legends, and I'm talking over here and I'm talking over here, but I really want us to come and believe me, you don't have to believe me, but I actually want to get stopped out of this trade. I want to get stopped out of this trade because this looks like a better. This looks juicy to me over here, right? I'm looking for this shorting opportunity. Right, but it's about attempting the shorts, legends, because the price of Bitcoin cannot be predicted. You can enter and have free trades to the up and to the downside. And if you're wrong, you don't have to lose cash, and you don't have to keep on adding to your position and praying that the price is going to go in your direction. Okay. Let's go through some more comments. It sucks when the market grabs your position and just keeps going after that. Yes, it definitely sucks. Bullish local CVD. Yeah, okay, well, that supports now the high to be claimed, right? Let me just refresh it over here. Okay, let's refresh it. Let's see what is cooking. We do have bullish CVD. The target is this little high over here. Okay, but I do think there's a high chance you're going to come and claim this high again. Right, but remember, legends, I just want to stress one point, is that even if you make a retracement like this, okay, and CVD just tanks to the downside, some people think the harder CVD falls, the harder it's going to pump to the upside. No, it doesn't work that way, okay? It just shows the absorption of the longs or the shorts. Because even if you have insane bullish CVD, okay, with this little retracement that we made now, so you have higher lows and you have lower lows here on CVD, okay, and lower lows over here as well, right? Even if it went down more aggressively, the target is the high. That's it. As soon as it hits the target, that insane bullish CVD is played out. It's done. Okay. Right. Remember to smash up that like button if you haven't done so already. Don't be broke, join the Legends community. Mr. SGS, I love it. Don't be broke, join the Legends Pro community. Definitely, definitely. Mr. SGS is part of our Legends Pro community. Mr. SGS, I don't know for how long you've been inside the Legends Pro community. Okay, let us know in the comments, because I remember seeing you there when I joined the community, and this was very, very, very long ago. So we have myself and Mr. SGS, two little dinosaurs inside of our Legends Pro community. Okay, but thanks for the support. I always appreciate it, Mr. SGS. Happy Easter egg day. Thanks for your hard working on the public holiday. CRV, thanks. Oh, your people want maybe longer than you. Yes, SGS, I actually think you've been in the community longer than me, right? I can't even remember when I joined the community. Interesting fact, guys. I used to be part of this Legends Pro community way before I started up a YouTube channel. And Yeah, I mean, I was successfully trading here, but I mean, trading gets lonely, and this is why. This is the community that I decided to join. I don't want to mention names here, but I've been inside the banter community. I've been inside what is that other lady? I can't even remember what she's called. I have joined many trading communities over the years. Even when I started learning technical analysis, I've belonged to many trading communities. And this is the one where I got stuck because I was like, oh shit, these guys actually know what they're talking about. These guys talk about risk management. These guys know where to take profits. Like, I got stuck in this community because I felt like this is a place where I could learn and surround myself with like-minded people. This is where I started, right? And the rest is history, okay? Now I'm here doing a YouTube channel, part of the coaches inside of this community where I actually started out surrounding myself with like-minded people like Mr. SGS here in the comments. Okay, and Mr. SGS will remember as well, I used to be a normal community member over here, just sharing my technical analysis every single day. And then Andy and the team started noticing my technical analysis and like, shit, okay, this guy's technical analysis keeps on playing out. It keeps on playing out. He talks about risk management. He also talks about profit-taking areas. Okay, and now I'm here running my own YouTube channel at the moment, sharing my knowledge, what I've learned over the years. So very important what community you end up joining. But I can tell you guys now, I didn't join this community because I wanted trading setups. I was already a profitable trader. I joined the community because trading gets lonely and I wanted to surround myself with like-minded people and bounce ideas around. Guys, I'm looking at this 5-wave structure. What do you think? Oh, Dewald, you're missing a weekly level over there. Oh shit, I forgot about that weekly level. So, you know, you help each other out. You see what other people are looking at. You also see the the trades that other people are taking, where they're taking profits, where they're putting their stop losses. So I felt like this was a community where I could learn and also share my knowledge. That's a little bit of the history I just wanted to share over here. Okay, right. Legends, that is basically, I agree, 100% facts. Sorry if you've explained it. How do you find that 88.5k level? This one. It's a trend-based fib taken from this low to the high. Okay, it's as simple as that, right? But usually when you have a double 1-2, it becomes a little bit more tricky because you can also take a fib from that low to that high, but the levels are more or less the same. Okay, I'm basically looking for this zone. I'm looking for this zone. And more simply put, I'm looking for the high to be claimed. Okay, looking for that. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, obviously I'm not going to enter over here. Legends, there's been many trades. Mr. SGS here in the community knows it as well. Okay, you know how many trades and setups I've highlighted even inside the community where I'm like, guys, this looks like an ultimate shorting opportunity. Keep your eyes peeled. Make sure you have your alarm set. Okay, I get busy, I go to gym or I clean the garden, I do dishes, I make food, I go fetch my daughter from school, whatever the case might be. The scenario plays out, I come back home and price is over here. I will miss the trade. I will not FOMO into the trade. Especially if I see that we've already started hitting TP1 areas. There's not a chance. There's not a chance. I often miss trades that I even highlight to the pro community members because sometimes I'm not in front of the chart, whatever the reason might be. But, then I saw the Legend Pro communities, they took it. They're already taking profits. Okay. It's about the education that's most important to me. So I'm still didn't get stopped out of this trade. Let's see. Let's see how this plays out. Okay. CTP, thanks Dewald for your efforts and your TA. Smash the like for Dewald, thanks. Absolute pleasure, man. I think, one thing I realized after this morning's live stream, okay, we were dancing around here and playing around here on the 1 hour time frame. The one thing I realized over here when I was explaining this little structure And I started telling people that, you know, this could be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a very complex corrective structure. We only retrace to the 2.36, which decreases the probabilities for higher momentum. You know, this could also be a WXY that ended over here, and all the Y is now ending over here in a larger WXY. And, you know, there's a potential to come and claim the loans. When you start talking about larger time frame probabilities, okay, I think that's where the hate starts coming in. This is where people start disliking the streams. I don't know for whatever reason, but, you know, at the end of the day, and this is why I did the second live stream today, what I wanted to highlight today, guys, is it doesn't matter how the structure plays out. I can trade 3, 4, 5, 6 short and long opportunities inside of the structure without even caring where it's going next. If price continues to pump, I will look for a retracement and play the break-off trend. If price drops to the downside, then hopefully I am in that short position and I will start taking profits to the downside. Okay, so, I mean, we can have nice little debates about, is this bearish or is this going to break out? Or is the low in or is the low not in? We can go and, you know, everyone has an opinion. Nah, it's bear market. We're going to $50,000. Right? But while you are waiting, while that person that made the comment to say that we are in a bear market, I'm waiting for $50,000. Have you entered a short? Where have you entered the short? Based on what technical analysis are you putting your stop loss? Where's your profit taking areas? And a lot of these people that are either waiting for higher levels or lower levels, are they inside of trades, or do they just like to debate where price is going to go next? Okay, because as a day trader, I can tell you guys now, many trading opportunities inside of the structure without caring whether it's going up or whether it's going to fall down. Okay. Right. Dewald, what's the difference between standard FIB and trend-based FIB? When to use them? Okay, so the easiest way that I can explain it is that when you have built an impulse to the upside like such, okay, so now I can see this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so when you've built an impulse to the upside, you use your FIB retracement. The meaning of the FIB is in the name. You want to see how deep it's going to retrace to start looking for long opportunities again. FIB retracement. You then take your FIB from the low to the high, and, you know, very interesting, the level that we've highlighted. You've tapped a very rare FIB retracement target. If it went down deeper, retracement, retracement, retracement. A FIB extension is taking a wave like this from the low to the high to the low to see where can the next wave go and where can the next wave go. A trend base, it's called the trend base FIB extension. So it shows you where the next wave can go to if you don't have all of the information from a retracement perspective. Okay, right. I hope I've explained it in a way that everyone understands. But I do recommend that you guys go and check out, you know, there's so much free material on YouTube and on the internet. And I am building a trading course at the moment. I am building a trading course where I'm explaining all of these things in detail with all the settings that I use, my trading strategies, swing failure patterns, trend base, D-line strategies. I am building my own little trading course over here. Okay. Right, legends, thank you so much for watching this. I wanted to say short little update, but it's been over 50 minutes already. It looks like price still wants to consolidate. I was hoping that we were going to claim that high so we can take a short together. I am currently in the short at the moment. High chance of being stopped out, but price could also just fall here to the downside, where, you know, on the larger time frame, it actually looks like a beautiful, regardless of how 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It could have come to an end already and it's just going to start tanking here to the downside. But I do not FOMO into trade. I want specific levels to get hit, and like I've explained on the 5-minute time frame, I know exactly what I'm looking for, how to enter the short, how to protect my position, take profits when you hit support if you are in the side of a short. Okay, right, cool, legends. Remember to smash up that like button. The exchanges that I use is always down in the description, where you qualify for the biggest sign-up bonuses and lowest trading fees. Until the next one, cheers for now.